Hello, and thank you for joining me for this edition of my chakra balancing series. This is dedicated to the root chakra. I'm very excited about this one. It's really something that resonates with me a lot right now. So, and probably many of us, I think, we seem to kind of experience the same things at the same time once in a while. So, hopefully this works for you too. Okay, so the root chakra is represented by the color red. It is at the, I've heard people say it's at like the end tail of our spine, but it's also, what I like to think of it as is just the very bottom of our torso, like what we sit on the tip of our body, if you could say it that way. We talked about color therapy in all the other videos for the most part, so again, I'm going to mention it here. If you're working on your root chakra, it could be very beneficial to either wear the color red or focus on the color red or even black, and focus on it, in your day-to-day life when you experience red colors in your environment, or even do a visualization of just like seeing red and just kind of like having it engulf you in a sense. Those are a couple of ways that you can apply color therapy. Now, and a good essential oil for our root chakras are patchouli, angelica root, which is extremely earthy. It's like one of my favorite essential oils. It's kind of overpowering, so I can't wear it all the time. It has a bit of a masculine smell, but it's really, really nice. Very special, very different kind of smell. Also frankincense and myrrh. Those are good ones if you're, working to balance your root chakra. They might be beneficial to incorporate in that process, whether that be mixing it with a carrier oil and wearing it throughout your on your body throughout your day, whether that be putting some spring water and using it on yourself, or in your environment. That could be incense that you use, that could be diffusing essential oils. There's a lot of ways that you can incorporate scents into your day. It doesn't just have to be, just one. Of course, I'm going to talk about some crystals I have picked out, but you're going to see a theme here. So obviously, I guess, the root chakra is extremely physical, which I love because it kind of makes it a little simpler in a sense. It's a great one to start with when you're working on your, when you're doing the work to like balance your chakras. I often talk about that you could really start anywhere. It doesn't have to be like that. But if you kind of like to go through a process, if you're more methodical, the root is a great one to start with because it builds up from there. I know I have mentioned though that, it's also good to start with your solar plexus because often that will kind of set off a balancing chain reaction, so to speak. But the root is a great one to start out. It makes perfect sense. So when our root chakra is not balanced, we will feel insecure. We will feel like we don't know what the purpose kind of is in our life, or we're confused a little on things like that. We don't feel safe. We feel kind of fearful, maybe more angry and quick to judge because we feel insecure. So whenever we're feeling insecure, those really negative emotions they tend to be the ones that just like jump out and kind of start kind of a negative chain reaction. When it's balanced, we feel stable, we feel protected, we feel secure, we know what we want to do, it's much easier to be more confident. So one of the things that I want to really focus on with the crystals, with the Reiki distance that I'm going to do, and just in general, is like this theme of understanding what like mentally serves a good purpose for us when we're talking about our root chakra and what doesn't. So a lot of the stones that you will see will be protective stones, grounding stones, negativity removal stones, and I need to talk to you a little bit about that because when a stone is used for negativity removal, some of them do a kind of deflecting kind of quality, where some of them absorb the negativity themselves and then need to be cleaned every time that you use them. So something to keep in mind. So let me show you the stones that I have picked out. Since we're on that topic, here is a piece of black tourmaline. It is a relatively chunky piece. Black tourmaline is great physically for like back pain and stuff. Let me see if I can. I don't know if it's gonna want to focus. Hold on one sec. They're really beautiful. A bit fragile, I would say. Because you can see how they grow in these, like, I don't want to say shards, but they just have a kind of fragility to them. Sorry about this camera. I'm in like a new room right now, so I'm kind of getting used to it. So this black tourmaline is definitely one that needs to be cleaned all the time. Very, very often these will break. I have a small piece here that has recently broken. Or maybe not recently, but broke. So this was together. And it just broke. Like I dropped it on a table that had like a tablecloth on it. It was not a hard fall. It was not like, it was a very light thing. It shouldn't have broken, but it was so fragile that it just cut in half like this. When a stone breaks, it's kind of a way sometimes of letting you know like it's done some work for you, and it's kind of like either needs a break or it needs to just be buried or something like that and kind of just return to the earth. Now, like if you drop a stone off the thing, and if you drop a stone like significantly where it like, you know, will obviously break just because of the like laws of physics, then no, like I wouldn't say that like stone was protecting you. That was just kind of, you know, an accident. But when it's something like that where you know it shouldn't have broken, it was just very fragile, it means that like you know it kind of held something for you, or maybe took a hit for you in one way or another, or something like that. So I'm going to bury these pieces today. How we would clean our crystals, and a good rule of thumb is like really clean your black crystals, because those are typically the ones that seem to trap the negativity within them. So you could use sound for that. I'm going to use Palo Santo because that's what I have on hand. But you basically just, to clean your stones, you just kind of hold them in the smoke and intend for all the negativity to be removed from them. If you feel like there's a lot of negativity trapped in there, you could put it in like, I don't want to say a sock, but like some type of fabric, and bury it outside and like leave it. You can leave it for as long as you want. Months would even be fine. Or you can just bury it and like thank it for all the work that it's done for you. Another one that needs to be cleaned often is obsidian. Obsidian, these are gold sheen obsidians. I hope that you're able to see. I'm really not thrilled with the light in here, but these are 2 pieces of gold sheen obsidian. Definitely want to keep cleaning. I'm going to try to find the golden part. They're really beautiful. It's incredibly hard to see even when it's in person. Oh, maybe a little there, you can see it. I am setting up my new space, so I will be able to do much better crystal display videos soon, but for now, this is what I'm working with. Obsidian brings our awareness on how to let go of or work through thoughts that don't serve a good purpose for us, ones that are destructive in nature, you know, that don't benefit us in any way. I think because these stones are so dark, it's like that much harder for the camera to pick it up, so I'm gonna work on it, guys, I promise. They're very smooth and just like glassy kind of feeling. These earrings that I'm wearing are obsidian as well. You'll often find them in jewelry. And again, with the like black stones, especially your jewelry, like keep them clean, you know, however you can. If you put them in the sunlight, it's kind of harder to clean jewelry, right? Because like you're not gonna go bury your earrings, but it's just something to keep in mind that you definitely want to keep those clean, because not only are they picking up and protecting whatever negativity has been, you know, you've been experiencing throughout your day that you're wearing them, they're also picking up stuff from the environment. Like they can't help it that way. So, okay. Here we have, I hope I'm pronouncing it right. It's called like chiastolite. It has a brown tone with like a black kind of cross looking in it. It's very protective. It's great for strength, power, perseverance. And that's kind of the theme right now. So like we want to be strong. We want strong characters. We want strong bodies. We want to be very physical. This is Snowflake Obsidian. This is a, you know, another type of obsidian, but it's just a little bit gentler. More soothing in a sense. More, if all these black stones kind of make you see the truth, if you want to call it that, this one does that too, but it's just more comfortable. So Snowflake Obsidian has these little kind of snowflake-esque pattern markings on them. This one's very, has a lot of the markings. Not all of them have this much. So it's just a nice one for acknowledging, or helping us to acknowledge those thoughts that are, you know, just not beneficial again. Here we have an aragonite star. It's one of my favorite stones just by the look of it, like just how gorgeous it is. Sorry about that. These are great for dealing with anger and stress and for healing the earth, but also healing yourself. Good for stability and kind of bringing light into your life. And when I say light, I don't mean all like, I mean knowledge for the most part. Like that's how, when I think of like the terms like light and darkness, I don't see like one being negative and one being positive. I see them one as being knowledge and one being creation. So something to think about. This is axinite. This is a new stone for me. I mean, I've only really been working with it this year, past maybe few months. It's grounding, again, another good one for making changes in your life. Stabilizing your thoughts and how that pertains to your life, like making the right connections in all sorts of ways, emotionally, spiritually, physically. Okay, here's a little piece of nuumite. This is again a very, very protective stone. It's so dark, I don't even expect this to like pick up at all. It's very, very, very dark. Nuumite is very magical. Great when you're working with manifestations or working to manifest. There are little pieces of golden labradorescence in it. This one isn't terribly, I should have brought another piece with me, but this one doesn't have a terribly large amount of these little flecks. But they are there. So when we're talking about manifestations with this, it's almost like the dark, dark sky and the little golden flakes kind of are these like flashes of insight or ideas or creation in whatever way you want to go with. So this is a great one to have if you're very sensitive to other people's energy, or if you're an empath who is challenged by being so connected to other people when you're out and about. This kind of creates a protective shield around your aura, protects you from people's energy suckers, but also from you picking up other things about other people's energy. Now, that sounds wonderful, but if you're an empath who's relies on their ability to have like a strong intuition or be very, very perceptive, this might not be one that you would want to use during that time. So if you were like a tarot reader, or just if you knew during your day like you wanted to really connect with people, you might not want to keep this with you. But if you know you want some protection, if you're going to be around a lot of strangers, or if there's someone that you'll see throughout your day that kind of brings that out of you, or that you struggle with that with, this would be very good to have like a protective qualities. This is a cabochon. So it's, it will be good to make into a necklace. Maybe I will one day. That's why I got it. But this is really, really cool. It is, I hope I pronounce it right. It is agatized or agaticized dinosaur bone. See if I can get it. You can see like the red blood cells in it. If I can get it to focus. And this has an incredibly protective presence with it. Maybe the back will show you more. It's basically very dark, but has these little cells in it. I hope you can see a little bit at least. And I just love this stone. It makes me feel like such a badass. The last one I have here is a smoky elestial quartz, which is one of my favorite stones. I love elestials. This is, I don't know if I would call it a twin, but I mean, it does have like a vibe of, there being two here. Elestials are formed by a crystal shape forming. I'm pretty sure I have this right. A crystal shape forming, and then some type of organic matter will form over it, like moss, something that will not stand the test of time the way the crystal stone will. And then another layer forms over that organic matter, and once that organic matter has disintegrated or turned into something else or whatever, kind of leaves these very structural, skeletal features in the stones. Really wonderful. I absolutely love it. Elestials are great for connecting with ancestors and just like your guides, whatever you kind of work with, or your higher self, things like that, whatever you're comfortable with. But since this is a smoky one, I thought it would be appropriate. So I'm going to make my grid and talk a little bit about how we can, because I wasn't making it just now, how we can keep our root chakra balanced. Okay, so again, this being a very physical chakra, my favorite way of keeping it balanced is dancing. Like, you don't even have to be doing it like good at it. You just like put some music on in your room and dance around. It's incredibly grounding, incredibly good for anything physical, whether that be yoga or like anything physical, anything that you're into, particularly things that really utilize your whole body. So martial arts, really anything physical that resonates with you, that you enjoy. So, okay, so we have our grid here. Another great thing that you can do is a practice called earthing, where you just lay in the grass, like take off your shoes and go for a walk. If you want to do a nice visualization, a very typical one would be to stand with your feet in the grass or on the ground, or in your apartment. Like, it doesn't have to be on the ground if you're doing a visualization, but I mean, you know, ideally. And visualize roots like shooting out from your feet super fast, super spreading so quickly that they reach the earth's core and wrap around, and you're just totally grounded. I've been to something to look up in your area would be a singing bowl, like a crystal singing bowl, or earth gong meditation night. Those can be incredibly grounding. I actually really want to look into going to one again soon. They're absolutely wonderful. What else? I had one more. Like for when you're earthing, if you can get your feet in some like natural water too, like whether that be the ocean, a lake, a stream, puddles even. When water is incorporated, it just heightens the electromagnetism from the earth, and we're able to really balance our energy and connect like that much easier. So that's a good one to keep in mind as well. Okay, so our grid looks great. I'm going to do a little smudging. I'm sorry about that, you can hear my neighbors. And aura cleansing, and then we're going to do our distance Reiki to balance your root chakra. I need to buy like a giant one of these. I use it so much. So, I'm gonna cleanse the space around you through your aura. I like to start at the top and work my way down. But whatever you feel good about when you're doing it for yourself. Do a little balancing movement. Okay. It smells just so good. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is comb through your aura, your subtle bodies, and just start the process of working with your energy. I would recommend that you say a little something to yourself, like, I accept this healing energy, I accept this balancing, in my best interest, I accept, however makes you feel comfortable. And of course, my intention is always, for the highest and greatest good for whoever's watching this at any given time, beyond space and time, that you can feel the energy that I'm sending to you. If this is the first video you're seeing of mine, I am a master teacher level Reiki practitioner, and this is legitimately what I do. It's not a role play, although I love ASMR, so I like to incorporate both of them, and I feel like they work very nicely together. So, this is something you can do for yourself if you want to. You don't need to be trained in it or anything, although I would suggest if you start getting into this stuff to just be open to experiencing and feeling these type of energies throughout your day. There's an airplane. And the more open we are to anything, whether that be experiencing love, or into our intuition, heightening our intuition or being grounded, the more open we are to it, the more we will experience it. And then when we incorporate also gratitude into that, like how grateful we are to experience these things, they will come even more. So it's truly something that makes me very happy to think about and work with, and I'm just very blessed and grateful to be able to share how I feel about this stuff. And of course, if you're just relaxing and not really into it, that's fine too. Okay, so we're going to start with our distance Reiki now. Okay. First, I'd like to start with sending healing energy to our pasts and our futures. Things that may have left scars and things that will be resolved. Or things that challenges we'll have in the future that will make us grow into one way or another. When we let go of trying to control everything, I don't mean being haphazard, but just like stressing about how things are going to work out, and we can be present in the moment and just appreciate things. We really come to a level of security by just accepting that and appreciating everything for what it is right now. All that really ever matters is the moment that you're in at this time. Okay, now I'm going to focus more on healing in a spiritual aspect of our root chakras, of our primal needs and security and safety. Now I'm going to focus on the emotional healing related to our root chakras. And now I'm going to focus on the physical aspects of it, of healing, of igniting that physical component, that connection with the earth, the knowledge on how to make yourself better or make your life better. See what we might be doing that's kind of self-sabotaging in a sense. fluff up your aura and pull out anything that may have been loosened by the energy you've received. Anything you're ready to let go of. Some of you who are into this stuff, who watch my videos for the energy, may notice the detox period after you've received a Reiki session, which can be at any time over the next 3 days after. And it's can be something that comes up, like a memory, a emotion that you're ready to release. And you just acknowledge it and let it go and try to see the lesson, then let it go. Thank it for what it's done for you, for the person it's made you, and handle it that way. Now, it's not always a negative experience or an uncomfortable experience, but it can be slightly, you know. It can be just a very healthy realization of your purpose, of things that make you happy, of clarity. So it's not always negative, but I do like to warn about the negative side of it. It's not negative, of course. It just might be a little uncomfortable for the time you're experiencing it. But we go through that stuff all the time anyway, right? So, okay, so all right. I hope that you enjoyed that and found it beneficial in some way. If you would like to book a session with me, a distance session, you can do that through my website, which is innate.com. If you like the necklaces that I make, that you can find that kind of stuff on there too. And I'm going to start a blog soon, and also a monthly newsletter, and I'm teaching Reiki level 1 in July, on July 17th in Staten Island. So if you're in the New York City area or New Jersey area and you would like to sign up for that, you can contact me through the website, and that'd be great. I would love to make a connection with some of you guys. So anyway, thank you very much for the support, for the shares and likes and subscribing and stuff. It's so fulfilling for me to be able to talk to you guys about this, because I know I've said this before, but I take a very passive approach, or I try to. Sure, my friends hear a lot about this from me. I'm probably a bit annoying. But I like to take a passive approach. So I'm not just talking about this stuff all the time. So this gives me an area where I can direct my passions and things like that. So I appreciate that, and it's a great feeling for me. So I hope you have a wonderful evening or wonderful day, and namaste.